Now, Nigel, I was watching your show earlier as the news broke about this extraordinary statement released by Harry and Meghan, effectively calling on Jeremy Clarkson to lose his journalism career altogether. They have not accepted his apology. And your response really interested me, Nigel, because you were hinting, and I'd love you to elaborate on it, but you were hinting that Clarkson should never have apologised.
Yes, I think to have apologised in the way that he did was wrong. I mean, you can say, look, if what I wrote upset you, I'm sorry, but I wrote it because I believed it at the time, or I was making a sort of sort of analogy with Game of Thrones. But to say that from your toenails to the follicles on your head, you apologise with your whole being and soul, and you can't appease bullies. And these people who talk about compassion and love, and all of these things that she puts herself up, Meghan, to be the high priestess of, actually, she represents, and laughing boy Harry with her, represent the new left in America. They are about destroying their opposition. They use the opportunity to accuse him of being a conspiracy theorist, a misogynist, a hate monger, and you begin to understand this is what cancel culture is actually all about. It isn't about disagreeing and asking for backtracks and apology. It's about destruction of those with different views. And if King Charles thinks for 1 minute he can buy off Harry and stop him writing another book, and one after that about his affair with Camilla when he was married to Diana, because that's what this is really all about, I think. If he thinks he can appease Prince Harry, surely the way they've responded to Jeremy Clarkson tells you that can never be done. And any thought of peace talks ahead of this coronation would be, in my opinion, a terrible mistake. Better to act decisively now from the king to strike these people out for what they are. Otherwise, the more you give in, the more they will attack.
Could not agree more, Nigel. I mean, that piece at the Sunday Times at the weekend, I thought it was completely delusional. Reconciliation talks with Prince William in the next 4 months after everything I've said. And I think it's time for Charles, and I know he's having a really, really difficult start to his reign. He's still grieving his mother, of course, and taking on this huge role. But he has to realise, Nigel, the appeasement strategy of Harry and Meghan has not worked because he's been trying to appease these idiots for months. And they've still unleashed, even though he welcomed them back into the bosom of the royal family for the late Queen's funeral.
Yeah, there is no appeasing evil like this. And it's a very strong word to use, but it's evil. To see that response, the words they used tonight, they want Clarkson to be destroyed as they wanted Piers Morgan before that to be destroyed. She is overtly political. She represents the new left in America. Look, she's going to be running for Congress or Senate within 5 years. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
No, you're right. You're right.
And of course, Harry by then, I mean, talk about spare. He really will be the spare by then. She'll have no use. She'll have no use for him whatsoever.
He'll be the dump to spare by then, I predict, Nigel Farage. But look, fascinating analysis as ever. Thank you so much. And Nigel returns to GB News at 7 p.m. tomorrow night.